That tip. So I'll teach you another little secret that I like to do with Tantos is when I stab with them, if I'm stabbing them in the guts, at the last second I'll turn my point down a little bit. I want it to make sure that point never slides up, so I'll just turn just a tiny bit. Or okay, we're starting the training in today. I still have the groin pull, so I'm not able to move like I normally would, but I still train through injuries anyhow. Today I'm going to be using Tantos exclusively. I'm going to start out with Cold Steel's 5.5-inch Voyager with the Tanto blade. These are plain edge, just imagine they are serrated. The Tanto is fought a little bit differently than some other knives because of the reinforced point here. That secondary point right there allows me to do something I can't always do reliably with other knives, which is to make a snap cut into the body that will penetrate. If you're wearing a light t-shirt like I am, this is a really thin, it's hotter than hell here in California on my ranch today, so I have a light t-shirt on, a real thin one. If I do that through that t-shirt, it's going to go right through the t-shirt, go and probably split all the skin and flesh right down to my rib and go partially into my rib with a flick like that. That flick into the face is going to open up the face in the big wide V. If I come in and hit him in the cheek like that, his cheek's going to pop open and this blade isn't going to stop till it hits his teeth. So he's going to be cut pretty severely with a snap cut. In the eye, the top of the head, that's going to be bad. The side of the neck, it's not as good as this. But a snap cut to the side of the neck with that Tanto point, you might be able to get all the way down to the carotid artery with that. It's going to be bad. It's going to go an inch and a quarter deep, and it's going to be about 2 inches to 3 inches in length. So you're going to get a big wide cut in there. So it does a lot of damage. When I cut something with a normal edge and I do this, maybe I do damage, maybe I don't. But with a Tanto point, I know that's going to bite. I know if he's got his knife in his hand and he comes to stab me and I do that as I fade away and I come on top of his hand and I snap that yokote, this part right here, into the metacarpals on the back of his hand or on his fingers, he's going to be jacked. He is going to hate that. You can have a big cut. It might break the bones. It'll very easily break the bones here. If I give him a hard snap here, I'll break the bones in the back of his hand and lay him wide open. Same thing on the thumb. If I hit the thumb like that, the thumb is going to be at least 1/3 severed, maybe half severed by that stroke. So it's nothing to sneeze at. You never know, like I talk all the time, when I hit you with a regular edge, I don't know what's going to happen. It might be bad, but when I hit you with that yokote of the Tanto, the way I designed it anyway, I know I'm going to get a result. Not as good as this. This is the best. The Tanto stab's the best. All that force gets concentrated in that point, and Luke can tell you, how does that feel, Luke? It's just so stiff. It just feels so concentrated on that tip. So I'll teach you another little secret that I like to do with Tantos is when I stab with them, if I'm stabbing them in the guts, at the last second I'll turn my point down a little bit. I want it to make sure that point never slides up, so I'll just turn just a tiny bit, or I'll turn it sideways. I'll pronate or supinate it. So I'll either go knuckles up or palm up this way. Now, so a lot of times I'll also stab this way, and I'll turn it a slight angle. I want that point to land and bite no matter what. I don't ever want to slip off. I want that point to bite and get that stick. So those are some of the ways that you can use the Tanto and orientate the point to where it does the most damage and gives you the most penetration. Again, the way this is designed is the tip hits like a rib cage. It hits anything that's thick and resisting, and then this chisel edge here splits it, and then the blade slides through. So there might be a tiny momentary pause. If I stab him really hard here, I might hit that rib and give a momentary pause, but then the force shears through that rib, and the blade then just slips right into the chest cavity. Of course, it's better, if you can, to go in between the ribs, but with a Tanto point, especially a reverse grip, you've got a great chance of splitting the rib. when you strike somebody. So he's got Recon Tantos on, and I'm scared of those. When he's in reverse grip, hold him up high, go ahead. He's got tremendous penetration here. If he hits me with that thing, I'm flipping dead. You know, I have to do something about that. I either have to get out of the way. Now the nice part is, in the reverse grip, sometimes all I have to do is sway back and pull myself out of it. Because he can only, this I can extend a long ways, but you can't do that with the reverse grip. You lose all your power, your balance, everything. He has an area that's in his power stroke, and once it goes too far past that, he can't really reach you with it. So it's a little easier to evade that downward stroke and reverse grip by moving backwards. And you should practice that. So what we're going to do is we're going to warm up as usual. He's going to stab me. And it doesn't feel good, I can tell you. And it won't be long that I won't take that and I'll deny that. Because I can feel that. That's hitting me on the bones, everywhere. Just keep going. Just keep going. And you will find that you get, after you get stabbed 5, 6, 7 times, you're going to be motivated to stop that attack. Thank you. That one missed twice, and I cut that one twice because I didn't want to get hit by it. You know it's going backwards. You never landed that one, did you? No. So, the problem with, that you always have to deal with, so Luke's a pretty strong guy, and a very tough guy. And when he's in reverse grip, he has a lot of gear on. He's got a very heavy jacket. He's got heavy gloves. When he comes up in reverse grip, come up high, there's a lot for me to stop here. You just can't do this. Comes through, cuts you. You just can't do like you see on YouTube all the time, people patty caking. No, that not work. He's stabbing me. I have to redirect it. I have to block it, move it out of the way. I just can't touch it like that. I just can't countercut it like this and let it come in. No, I have to deal with that horrible point. It has to be moved offline. I can't let it sit there. I have to stop its progress. Here, take his elbow, take his forearm, stick it. I have to do something because the power that's coming at me, that's what the reverse grip has for it. Power and penetration, the locked wrist. When you stab somebody with a locked wrist like this, you can exert a lot more force than with a bent wrist. Your wrist will bend, you'll never transfer force as economically and as efficiently with a bent wrist as you will with the locked wrist. So you always have to be aware of that I don't want to take that. So I'll let him stab me a bunch more times. Bang, bang, bang. And then I'll decide, nah, I don't want to take that. Even, I cut him here, then he went on, I cut him over here first, and then he came again, as Luke always does. I stuck my hand in there. Yes, I don't want to get cut with that, but I'll stick my hand in there rather than have him stab me in the chest. If you watch a lot of YouTube, you'll see people all over the world getting stabbed in the chest in reverse grip. You don't come back from it. You don't accept those. Don't accept this. Don't accept that. Whatever you have to do, don't let him stab you in the chest. Even, now I was blocking underneath here, and as he was pulling back, he doesn't have the edge on the inside. So he really wasn't cutting me. A little nicks and scratches. Now, I'm not belittling nicks and scratches, because they bleed. Grip, grip, grip. And psychologically, it's not good to see your own blood coming out of your arms and hands. But you're going to have to accept some of that. If you're at close quarters, he's coming really hard and fast, and you can't get behind and you're countercutting. Now, the best way to stop these is to catch it here, catch it here, catch it here, push it off, come to the outside and pass it and push it in. If you're going to beat it, push it out. If you can get behind it, pull it down. If you can't do anything else, stick your forearm in its path and lift it. Lift him up. You take away some of his balance when you lift him. Once his arm goes above his shoulder, his balance is now starting to be compromised. Don't be afraid to do that. Whatever you do, don't get stabbed in the chest or the gut pile. when your opponent has a Tanto in reverse grip.